The Dode Fox Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Dode Fox Podcast. I'm Paul, he's Ronnie, and yet again, here we are. Another weekend without Dundee United. Like, subscribe and click the notification bell on YouTube. Support the pod at buymeacoffee.com/Dode Fox Podcast. Listen at dodefoxpodcast.com or follow us on social media at Dode Fox Podcast.
Coming up on this week's episode, the week that was, so far, Falkirk Preview, a look at the loans, women's team, Academy lads, the Tannadice Test, on this day with the Arab Archive, and United fan and Sergeant frontman Nick Mercer as our special guest. It's all coming up on episode 310 of the Dode Fox Podcast.
Hi, I'm Callum Butcher, and you're listening to the Dode Fox Podcast.
So welcome back to the award-winning Dode Fox Podcast. We're still raging at Cammy Devlin, Paul McNichol, and out of office on Ronnie Costello. What have you done?
I just upset a fan base, that's all. That's all. Understandable, like my face can upset people at the drop of a hat, but it seems like the wee video that we posted last week, I think it was last Tuesday it come out, people didn't like it. They didn't agree with my accent, with my face, with my baldness, with anything, with my words, nothing. They didn't like it, Rondo. But we went viral, did we? So it's all good.
I mean, I think that's what they call it when it gets the many number of impressions. So,
Yeah.
I like things. I was desperate once you got tagged into it from a comment back, but it's not happening yet.
Same. Shite bag. Arsehole and a shite bag.
Yes, yeah. Let's just play it for the gates. We are maybe recording this the earliest we've ever recorded a podcast.
Yeah.
Because it's a free week, and that's just what can happen. But we must mention the sad news that Gary Kirk passed away this week. He was obviously an integral part of Craig Levine's background staff. He was Peter Houston's assistant when he took over. And as we've heard on many occasions, he very much, as we all did, enjoy that day in 2010, something about leading karaoke on a bus or something. But we, of course, send our love and thoughts and support to his family. An incredibly difficult time. I didn't realise he was as old as he was. It was actually Peter Houston that had put on the how sad he was. And it was when I read the article, I think it was in the Courier, and he'd actually just no long taken a new job at Dunfermline as their head scout for the UK.
Head scout, yeah. So it's very sad news, obviously. He's, from the people I know that were at the club at that time, he was very well thought of. And I think it did come as a real shock to everybody as well. So, thoughts go out to his family.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, just one of those members of a backroom team that aren't thought of as much as, like, say, the players on the park or the manager, but obviously integral. But yeah, he was 75, he was, but still very, very sad news as well to Gary Kirk, who sadly passed away. The week that was, so far, because a lot more may come out before this actually episode comes out, as in today, Monday, Ross Graham and Max Wars set to take part in full training together for the first time since August. If they come through the planned bounce game, then should be set to return to match day squads as well. Good news there, Paul.
It is good news. I'm just thinking, I hope that it's a bounce game against another team and not just like United A v United B or whatever. They've got to be on the same team. Like we can't have Ross Graham trying to regain fitness. Mark Waters was trying to regain fitness. So hopefully they do. Hopefully that's not the scenario, and they do come through this initial game injury free. That's all anybody's want.
One with the buzz cut, one with the flowing locks.
Correct. Tripping over his own dash because he'll be like the bandit by the time he gets back in the team.
That's it. That's his nickname for now. That's what you're called for now on. You are the bandit. Class. Lucas Stevenson insists he's committed to United for the entire season, despite the woes that are going on at his parent club in that right back position. And news for all, but I mean, I suppose the club have got the final say on that, his parent club, but he has been and this is one of these episodes we can look at stuff like that, but he has been brilliant on his return to Tannadice.
Yeah, he was brilliant before he returned to Tannadice as well. He was really good all season last year, and that was shown in the fact that he won the Young Player of the Year. And since he's came back in, he's not missed a step at all. You know, he's just continued on from where he left off, and he's certainly one of our best players. Like there's no question about
Yeah, has he made that position his own at the moment, regardless of when sort of Ryan Strain comes back and Dario Namo now starting to get a bit of action, and obviously the way it plays 3-4-3 and how well Vichko and Pan played last week. Obviously, there's still Sybil to come in as well.
that. I would think so. Yeah, like if everybody in an ideal scenario, if everybody in the squad's fit, I'm probably putting him at right back. I don't know about you,
Yeah.
but that's probably where I would put him. He's definitely in the team, whether it's right back, midfield. He's in the team straight away. Like
Centre
he's one of
forward, goalkeeper.
if need be. I don't think he would let me down. I'll say that much.
No, solid 7 out of 10 every week.
Yeah, consistent. That's the best thing you could say about him. Consistent, and he does things at a high level.
Yeah, brilliant. Ex-United opposition scout Stevie Grieve has been doing pretty well where he's been managing at the moment. He's been linked with some of the big jobs in Finland and Sweden after his SJK side finished in the top 4. And one of the clubs apparently sniffing around him is HJK Helsinki, if I can get it in the right
Yeah.
order. Your brother could probably correct me on that. But they're one
He
of the
could.
big hitters there, but they are sniffing about a fine job that he's been doing out there.
He has been, yeah, and it's obviously he didn't start at Tannadice. He came to Tannadice, and I think before he got here, he was all over the world as well. And he went from there. He went to a couple of other teams. He's ended up in Finland, so he's clearly a guy that backs himself, and he's obviously very good at what he's doing to have elevated himself to even being on the brink of getting mentioned in names with clubs that size. So fair play to him. Yeah, he's done very well.
Yeah, superb. And I may need a run-up for this one, as United are one of several suitors showing an interest in Kazakhstan international winger Galimzhan Kenzibek.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Galimzhan Kenzibek. Maybe.
What does he ken? Yeah, I saw that in the paper, but then I also saw that he was linked with, I think, every other team in Europe, including Barcelona and Real Madrid. So we'll see. We'll see. That would give us an awful lot of wingers, I would say. But again, you can't have too many good players if he is indeed a good player, which I assume he is, given the interest in him.
Yeah, he's in the international squads this week, and he will actually be available on a free transfer. So I'm assuming that's why it's been perked in our direction. But exactly what we need is, again, a name we could stumble upon for a while and just hear a right good go at pronouncing.
It doesn't bother me. I don't know how to read out the team sheets on a Saturday, Rondo, so I'm all for it. I would sign his whole family if need be. Get the man in the team, along with Lucas Stevenson, and we'll be fine.
Yeah. 10 Kenzie Becks and Lucas Stevenson. Done. And I was mentioning last week about my trip to Sire Records and my not getting of names. Well,
If you remember that, yeah, has it come back to you?
No, but I'll read an email he sent me. So thanks to Andy, who did get in touch, and cheers for the shout out on this week's show. Although the owner is a D, him and the manager of the Dundee shop are massive United fans, so there's a few of the good guys in here. So I hope his boss walked out on Sunday like the rest of them.
Excellent. Before full time, of course. Before full time.
Yes, yeah. I was around at my mum's this week, and I was speaking to my stepdad, and he'd said I was getting his woes. He's been in and out of the dentist, getting a bit of extra work done at the minute, and it's no been going great. And it's like he's been in the ring with Mike Tyson, prime Mike Tyson, getting all the swelling and whatever. And he says, this was on Tuesday, and he says, I've no been out of the door since Thursday, I've been in agony. He says, didn't even go to the game. He's a D. Didn't even go to the game on Sunday. I says, what would you rather have? Can toothache or be at the game? He's like, No, I was able to turn that off here.
That's very true.
So,
Very true.
and the thing is, we've all been there
Of course
at
we
one
have.
point.
And like we putting a shitey slant on things, there's every chance that we'll be there again at some point over the next umpteen years. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. So that is some of the news so far this week, given how early we are recording ahead of when this episode comes out. But the next match will be Falkirk. The Bairns will be coming to Tannadice on Saturday. A couple of stats for you. It won't be the first time I drop some stats on you this episode, Paul.
You do like a
And
stat.
Nah, well, I know you don't. So, in the last 6 matches between the two teams, want to hear a guess at the form guide?
I feel like our record's no great.
Well, over the last 6, it's bang. I was going to say average. It's the same. 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 defeats.
That is pretty average, yeah.
Bang average. Right down the middle, as they say. In the previous 16 meetings, United have won 7, Falkirk have won 5, 4 have been a draw. I don't care what's happened with the other ends. I'm just doing quick sums. No, that's right. And United have scored 20 goals, Falkirk have scored 23 in those matches. And let's be honest, there's been a couple of shockers.
There has been a couple of shockers, yeah.
In the last
there
couple
really has
of years.
Yeah.
And
we're a different side now, though, so yeah. Hopefully we can.
Yeah, I think we're a different side for that opening day of the season.
Yes, because we didn't have Max Waters for a start. Mr. Number 36, something like that. Whatever you tell us last week.
Aye.
No, we're a different proposition.
What are we expecting? I know it's quite given we kind of half mentioned this on last week, but I do wonder what we see team wise now. I mean, Falkirk are a team that want to play football, which can play in our hands ever so slightly. But sometimes I think we've all said that we would like to have the upper hand for these games and not always reacting to the opposition. But I think it's got 3-4-3 written all over it.
100% it does. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same lineup, the same team, certainly the same formation, because Falkirk aren't a team that are going to try and sit in and maybe pack the midfield. Falkirk will just play the way Falkirk play, for better or worse. Like they'll just play their own brand of football, or at least try to, and I think that'll allow us to play football as well, rather than having to pack the midfield like most games in Scotland. I kind of prefer, so that we can get a foothold in the game. But I think it could be quite an open game, potentially quite an entertaining game. But ultimately, you just want to get the win. You want the team to kick on from the performance at Tynecastle, which was a very good performance. We got a point, good point. It would be bra to get 3 next weekend.
Yeah, and that's they are a team that and deservedly have had plaudits, given the way they've played and the way John McGlynn's got them playing. And what I probably do like, apart from the latest signing, is a lot of these players that they have signed, and I'll take Arfield out that as well as and Brian Graham actually. So I'm not doing very well here at what I'm trying to say. But some of the players they sign are players that have been given a chance at maybe higher levels every time Falkirk have went up. And I think the lad Spencer in the middle of the park's a really good football player.
Yeah, they're a good. You forgot Scott Bain, by the way.
There's another N, of course.
They're a right horrible team, aren't they? No, like as I say, like they've got a way of playing, and credit to them. Like that wasn't just something that they started this year. They played this way when they were in League One. Like they were there for years and years. But if they eventually got out that league, they then continued playing that way, almost with the same group of players. They got out the Championship, and now they've went into the top league. They've made a couple of additions, experienced heads. I know Arfield was there last season, but he's still there. The big lump Edwards, Brian Graham, another big lump, but an experienced player, and Scott Bain at the back. So, yeah, they've added certain things to their side that has produced for them the last couple of years. So it'll be interesting. As I say, I expect it to be an open game. I'm not overly fearful of them. I don't suspect they'll be overly fearful of United, but I could see there being goals in it.
Yeah, hopefully in the right bogey.
Correct. Behind Scott Bain, so that I can give him pelters.
He's the He's one of those ultimate pantomime villains, and
but you know what? No my cup of tea, but he will relish that because he kens he'll go back. There'll be a bit of stick because he used to play for. That plays
he
right
got
into
it for
his
them the
hands.
other week.
But he's a wind-up merchant. They didn't like him as much as we didn't like him. So, like, if Falkirk go a goal ahead and he's in the goal in the Eddie Thompson end, like, I'm pretty sure he'll not be slow and turning around and telling Abdi what the score is. With a big daft grin on his puss. Like, and you know what? Fair play to him if he's going to do that. But, yeah, it would be good to get one over on him and Mr. Edwards.
Can't wait for the following week when you go viral for slagging him off.
I'm not slagging anybody else off ever again. That's it.
What a season it's been, I tell you. But they are. I mean, it's a like I say, it's a Falkirk team that are doing pretty well in the league. We've had some highs and lows, as most people have, because I mean, we mentioned the table last week and kind of how tight it still all is. There's obviously been a lot made, and I think actually we'll slightly touch on this because obviously we recorded pretty much right after full time last week, so the raw emotion about Cammy Devlin was in there. But we missed a lot of them, like manager comments, like Derek McInnes coming out and saying, Rangers Celtic should be umpteen minutes, and then it was on the back of have they had a bit of a wobble? Is it the pressure going on? And I still look at the league table, and when we were doing it, like you could be sitting where we are, get a couple of wins, and you could be like fourth, third, second, top the way it's going, you know. But I'm like, I'll be winning him games. Got to be
100%. And without being disparaging, especially against Falkirk. And I say that because they're the team that's just came up. So at the start of the season, that's usually a game that you'd look at and think, right, that we need to get 3 points for that game. But it's like any game in this league this season. It's not going to be easy, but I believe that we've got more than enough to get the job done. I really do. But we just have to prove it on the day. It doesn't matter if I say that or if you think that or if anybody else. Like the players have to go out and prove that they are the better team on the day.
100%. Let's just have a wee look at just some of the other fixtures coming up because it's an international break, so that's what we can do. After the Falkirk game, we're doing to Rugby Park, of course, at the fine time of 5:45 on a Saturday night. So Abdi wants.
Yeah, unbelievable. That'll be there.
That is the bogey team.
The bogey team, the bogey pitch, the bogey manager. Absolute certain away win.
December is when always it gets really, really busy. We'll also go more in depth for a lot of these, but 6 games over December. You include the derby at New Year. It's a congested sort of few weeks, but we're going to be away to we're going to be at home to the Rangers. On the 5:45 kick-off on a Wednesday. What am I on about? On 3rd of December, we're away to St Mirren on the 6th. We're at home to Motherwell on the 13th, home to Celtic on the 17th, home to Hibs on the 20th, up to Aberdeen, 5:45 on the 27th, away to Livy at the home of the Set Fair Arena.
Yeah, no going to that in Rondo. Tell you right now.
And then the derby on the 3rd of January, and I've just seen half-season tickets are on sale, and that's the first game part of that package, is the derby on the 3rd. So there you go.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Decent first game.
So that is 7 games in December plus the January winners. We've said it's really important to pick up some points there, but I mean, everything's a tough end, Ken, that. Let's not go too cliche, but Rangers, St Mirren, Motherwell, Celtic, Hibs. It's a fair run.
It is. It's going to be difficult. Like every game, and obviously, we've not had Celtic yet, and we'll probably hear them twice in 6 weeks. That's just the luck that United get. That's just the luck that United get against that mob. It's and is it sour grapes for me? You're damn right it is. It pisses me off that we never seem to get them at the right time. They always seem to get us at the right time. But the one thing I didn't want to hear at the end of December is, that was a hard schedule, we're tired. Boys, it's been the most stop-start season in the history of football. Okay, so if we're getting a good run of games, as a fan, I can't wait. I can't wait to try and get to pretty much the majority of them. So I'm looking forward to that run. And hopefully, I would imagine that the players are looking forward to it as well, because they'll finally hopefully be able to get a wee bit of momentum and a consistency to their game, because their games are back to back to back.
Yeah, and I think it's in that hill run. I mean, the interesting one is Motherwell, Celtic, and Hibs, 3 home games in a week.
Yeah, 9 points, Rondo. What have you had?
Wow, I think. I mean, I don't care what you're drinking at the side there. It could be pure vodka for all I can, but there we
Russian
go.
water.
It's going to be quite a run, but of course, Falkirk being the first hurdle. This coming Saturday, 3:00 kickoff at the Calforth Construction Arena at Tannadice Park. Buy me a coffee this week so far, then, Paul. What have we got?
Well, Mark Archer, he bought 2 coffees. Cheers, lads, from Boston, Massachusetts. Go Pats. He made me say go Pats. I hate the Pats, Mark. Anyway, he's a lifelong United fan, already looking forward to visiting next summer after a good run of Euro home games the last couple of years. Top man. And Stephen Dempsey bought 2 coffees. Completely agree with your assessment of Brother Beaton's inept performance at Tynecastle. The cheating bassa. Keep up the great work and shed rule. I agree. Thank you very much to Mark and to Stephen and shed rule, Rondo. Could not agree more.
Me either. Tannadice Test then, Paul.
Oh, here we go.
Aye, we need... I'll be brutally honest with you, right? If Nick wasn't on the day, you were getting 10 rounds. That's what was happening. I was going full fun house. Pat Sharp, the sisters, I dress up in the wig, I tap the clays off, we were going to have epic fun.
That was going to get the podcast cancelled. I've always liked Nick Mercer. I like him even more now that that's no happening. Top man. Hit me with the first question then, Rondo. Here we go.
Round number 1 is player profile. Play along at home, and as always, I'll make up the points on offer as we go. Born December 9th, 1980 in Aberdeen. A 6-foot defender was signed on January the 7th, 2005 by Ian McCall and went on to make 32 appearances, scoring 1 goal for Dundee United. But whose profile, player profile is that?
I don't think I'm going to get this. So he's 45. Ian McCall signed him.
I mean, I was about to say he's no longer playing, but that's probably a given you were to his age.
Yeah. I'll say Lee Mayer, but it's a total guess.
Lee Mayer?
Lee Mayer.
Aberdonian?
I'd have no idea. No idea.
Lee Mayer. Correct.
Oh, I'll take that. The Herbalife seller. Yeah. So his goal was against Rangers in Levine's first game.
Correct.
I didn't realise he only scored 1. He signed for us over the D, so... Conway.
Correct.
Yeah, Conway.
Round number 2 is, of course, higher or lower. Ian Ferguson played 104 times for United.
Mm-hmm.
Is Tommy Coyne's appearances higher or lower? Ian Ferguson's 2 seasons, Tommy Coyne 4 seasons.
Coyne was there for a while though, was he? But he was scared of wee Jim.
Remind me to come back to that scared of wee Jim comment at the end once we do the Tannadice Test, because I'll need to tell you what podcast I listened to on Monday when I was working. And I was working.
Okay.
In case my gaffer's listening, I was working.
So Ian Ferguson played 104, you said?
Yep.
Tommy Coyne was there 2 years longer and still somehow played less.
Number?
103.
He did play less, it is lower, and in 4 seasons he played 77 times.
Wow. And then went to the D's and he was excellent.
See, you think I'm an arsehole, and I picking's really close to that, so you're really questioning. There's miles between them.
There is miles between that, yeah. That's
effectively,
I got it right.
It was a gimme. I've gave you 2 gimmies today.
I wouldn't say 2, but we'll take it.
Well, let's change that, will we? Round number 3 is team sheet.
Oh, this Rondo.
No.
We didn't like this round. This is a shite round.
Listen, get off your hay horse, get down to the Christmas tree, and let me explain.
Explain.
On November the 9th, 2013, we beat Motherwell 4-0 at Fir Park in a game Stuart McCall said was one of the best away performances he'd ever seen.
Remember it well.
I'll give you the starting 11 squad numbers. You tell me the players.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
I'll go through them first before you need to commit. And they are not in number order. They are in They're not even in position order. They're in a random order on the Arab archive. So, 1, 5, 26, 20, 16, 10, 19, 11, 6, 8, 21. So as you think about that, I'll put them in number order for you. 1, 5, 6, 8, 10, 11, 16, 19, 21, 26. Point for each.
Zaluska?
No. Good.
Bad start. Foyt?
No. I mean, I'm needing a number against these. You don't even give us a number.
Well, Zaluska was number... Right, okay. 21, I think, was Shifty.
Correct.
John Rankin was number 8.
Correct.
Andy Robertson was 26.
Correct. Now we're started.
Paul Payton, what number was Pate's? 6.
Correct.
Gary Mackay-Stephen.
He's in the team.
Yeah, he's in that team. He was number... What numbers have I got left?
1,
No, he wasn't the 1.
5, 20, 16, 10, 19, 11.
Oh, shit.
I mean, it's pretty obvious what he would be.
I think he's 11.
Correct.
Stuart Armstrong.
He's in the team.
He is 10.
Correct.
Ryan Gold. Have I said that?
He's in the team.
19.
Correct.
Right, what the fuck was the goalie?
Goalie's obvious.
It probably is. I just can't think of why the goalie was.
Goalie's obvious. Think of the team. What happened at the end of that season? The goalie's obvious.
Oh, Rado.
There you go. I'll even give you that.
Rado, number 1.
6, 5, 16, and 20.
5, 16, and 20.
Yeah. 3 of the back 4 you've still to get.
5, 16, and 20.
Yeah.
So Darren Dodds.
Nah.
Wasn't it in that team?
No.
No. See, you're jumping in before I finish my sentences, you bastard.
One of them's a podcast pal.
None of them. This poor for me, Rondo. I should get this, and I just kind of...
Do you want the podcast pal?
No, Gavin Gunning. Did he play
in
that
the
day?
team. He's in the team.
He'd have been number 5.
He is. Yeah. The
number
podcast
6.
pal is the hardest thing to get, I think, because you didn't automatically think of them in this team. People are shouting at you.
John Dillon.
No.
Oh.
He's number 2.
So he was.
MD finished his episode yet?
No. Ryan Dow, number 16. Totally making that up.
Playing the back 4, eh?
He was versatile.
He's on the bench. He is on the bench.
He's on the bench. No, I don't can. I think I'm flogging a dead horse here, Rondo. I don't can.
16, podcast pal. Mark Wilson.
Ah, Christ. I would never have got that.
Number 20. Played 5 sides at Riverside.
The fair
Done
sides.
national.
Suter.
Forward. Correct, yeah.
John
John Suter,
Suter.
number 20. Number 20. So I'll give you 9 points. So you're on 11 out of 13 points this week because points just get made up. Because that's how we do it.
Excellent.
Also played for, again, been lenient on you. It's a gimme. It's a gimme.
Okay.
I'm telling you. Arsenal, Borussia Dortmund, Hamburg, West Ham. The look on your face tells me it's not a gimme. It's a gimme Abdiel.
Arsenal, West Ham, Borussia Dortmund. What was the other team? Hamburg.
Hamburg.
Is it Guy Demille?
Correct.
When did he play for Arsenal?
I don't care if he actually played for them, but that's what's
But he went to a game once.
Again, blame Arab Archive.
Oh, jeez. That was
Right.
decent.
Who am I? I came through the youth ranks of my hometown club. I made my debut for them at 16. I spent 4 seasons at my next club before finally heading to Tannadice, and United announced I had signed a 2-year deal after joining the club's pre-season training camp in Spain. Now, because Paul loves stats, I'm speaking in the third person here, of course, in my best season for United, I ranked in the league's top 3 for pass accuracy percentage into the final third. I mean, I was laughing when I was writing this. I made over 160 interceptions and I completed more dribbles than any other player in my position. I've made the same amount of appearances for United as Dusan Pernice. I'm 1 behind Craig Brewster and I'm 2 in front of Mark Durnan. Who am I?
Wow. I've got no idea. Absolutely no idea. And I'm sorry I've no idea because I could see the effort and time that you put into the clue. But I am clueless as we are sitting here. I've got no idea.
I'll give you what clue will I give you? I might just need to give you the clue, the most obvious clue. It was, I am a current first team player.
Oh, United?
Yes.
Trying to go through the team, wasn't it? Christ.
Yeah.
Comes through the ranks. He's in Himtown team. Went to Sunday for 4 years. Then came to Tannadice.
And is still at Tannadice, yeah. Yeah. Don't mind, he was, he was the top 3 for pass accuracy percentage into the final third. Remember that. Yeah. Same amount of appearances for United as Dusan Pernice. So you could probably roughly work out where he's sitting there, given he's 1 behind Brewster and somehow just 2 in front of Mark Durnan.
Yeah, I don't know, my mind's blank, but I think Abdi will get this. On the back of that final clue, Abdi will get it. He's still at the team. I can't think of what it is. I've went absolutely blank.
What if I tell you we play his hometown club next?
Craig Sibbald.
Craig Sibbald.
Craig Sibbald. Of course it's Craig Sibbald.
Made over 160 interceptions. Of course it's Craig Sibbald.
That is a disgrace that you basically had to drag that out of me. Like, I should have got that. Maybe not after the first set of clues. That was quite tricky, but I should have got that.
What? Completed more dribbles than any other player in his position?
I'm assuming there's nobody else in his position if he's completed more dribbles. That is not the first thing I think of when I think of Craig Sibbald. But winning the ball back, I do think of that.
Yeah. Final third entries.
I never think of that, ever, because it's a nonsense.
Someone else said that. I'm on the pre-assists. Anyway, Tannadice Test and all the fun it brings. Be back next week. How are you summing up the loans at the moment, Paul? How's it went? Who's standing out? Who's getting the game time they deserve? I did see a thing about Lewis O'Donnell, saying he was enjoying himself out at Cove and stuff like that just now. Him and Rory Adams probably.
Yeah. They're both. I think the standouts are Rory and Charlie Dewar. Charlie Dewar is a young centre half. Charlie Dewar, a young centre half. He's an ever present. He's part of a defence, albeit in League One, that has the best defensive record in the country. So that's incredible for him.
Plays for the best catering place in the country. We're pelling
well, maybe no. Rory Adams, he's just putting together a body of work over the last so many years. He's doing it the right way. We've spoken about this before. Like, he's going out and getting games. Now, ultimately, whether or not that's going to be good enough in somebody's eyes back at Tannadice for him to get a chance at Dundee United, I don't know. But for his own personal development and career, the laddie can't do much more. Like, he's obviously willing and able to go on loan, and he's backing himself. And when he's going on these loans as well, Rondo, he's getting a game. Like, he is the main keeper. Lewis O'Donnell, always thought he was a good player. Last season made no sense to me that he was at a really shite, struggling team and he couldn't get a game. This season, he's at another really shite, struggling team and he's in their better players. Now, whether or not that's partly due to the fact that Fraser Fivey's out injured, Declan Glass is out injured, that's neither here nor there. He is in the team. He is making a difference, but ultimately, the team are fucking stinking, Rondo. Like, they're bottom of the league. And although he's getting plenty of game time, it's not going to be a successful season that way. The cooperative agreement, need I say any more? I don't understand what we've done with that. It just seems to be a complete waste of time. I don't know. For what I know, the players that are part of it, Calvin Beattie, Scotty Constable and Big Sam, I think they still train with United, so I don't understand when they're supposed to train with Airdrie, because they're full-time, we're full-time. It's not like they're getting loaned to a part-time team. I don't understand that.
I do wonder if that's a thing with the co-op agreement in general, like across the country. You know?
Yeah, it might be. And that's the thing. Like, I'm looking at it purely for the three players' points of view. Like, and Scotty Constable's only played 45 minutes, got injured, and I think he's just coming back to fitness now. I don't know if other teams are having the same issues. Like, if other daft podcasts with fans on them are saying, what was the point in signing up this agreement with Brechin, because these boys aren't even getting a game with them. So I'm not really sure. Miller Thompson, he's been unlucky because he went there and he got a couple of games. He scored a goal. He's playing well, seemingly, and he got injured. And the other one that makes no sense to me is young Lewis Haldane. We've loaned him to Cowdenbeath, and he's essentially the subby keeper. That makes no sense to me at all. No sense. I just don't understand that.
And the thing with Miller as well, Ken, they're struggling as well.
Yeah,
struggling.
Yeah, Miller's a strange one, because I quite like him. Like, I'd quite like him to be kind of integrated into the United setup and team somehow a wee bit more. But then even last season we put him on loan when I thought, well, you can maybe do with keeping him, and then this season you're thinking, right, hopefully he gets a chance, and then we put him on loan again. Like, I'm not really sure. Maybe it's a case of doesn't get rated by the people at the club.
Well, I do wonder. I mean, he's at an age now, still got a year and a half on his deal, really go and play. And I think if he's fit, because he was in the team at Ross County, maybe he would have played more if he wasn't injured. And again, there's a lot of competition. We've seen it at Tannadice, a lot of competition. Like, realistically, right now, where would he play? Where's he playing in place just now?
Well, if everybody's fit, he's probably on my bench. Yeah. If everybody's fit. But like, that never happens at a football team where Abdi's fit. But the fact that he's been loaned out last season and he's loaned out again, I don't know. Because it was Goodwin that gave him the extended contract, was it no? Like, Goodwin was the manager when he signed the other deal. I don't know. I just find that one strange. And I genuinely feel for your Scotty Constable, your Sam Cleo-Hardin, because maybe more so Big Sam, because he came into the team and proved it, whereas Scott, he's still young. He probably needs to go on loan and get games like Lewis O'Donnell, Charlie Dewar, get regular games at a wee bit of a lower level. But we're just keeping them hanging around just now, essentially for freaking training purposes, it seems.
Yeah.
And Big Sam, like even when the defence played well on last week against Hearts, like no doubt about that. But we went through a bit of a sticky patch, and it just seems like the manager was prepared just to ride that out with the players that he's brought in the summer, and Sam just seems to be the odd man out. And then you've got the skipper, Ross Graham, who's just about to come back to fitness, hopefully. That's just going to push Sam even further doing it. So will he then get up and running with this cooperative deal when all the other defenders are fit? I don't know. It just seems, if I was any of them, I'd be frustrated because I'd be thinking, I have wasted the first half of the season. I've barely kicked a bat. Scotty Constables went for the high, getting on for the last 5 minutes against Rapid Vienna, to nothing. Essentially nothing. Representing Scotland under 17s, 19s, whatever it is. They've just not had any quality game time at all.
Yeah, it's a tricky, and like I do wonder what it does hold for a lot of them. But it seems like we say sort of the same stuff every year, because not every loan's going to work. Like, let's be honest with that. But we've seen successes, but there's probably been a bit more meh than pure success in it, and there's still obviously a few young boys there, and I do wonder what with some of them.
Even the ones that work though, Rondo, like Flynn Duffy, he went on loan to Peterhead, played loads of games, went to Stirling, played loads of games, but ultimately he's come back to Tannadice, and somebody's thought, that's great that you've got that experience, but we didn't think you're going to cut it at our level, and that's fine. Like, that's just the way that it goes. So in all the time that we've been doing this podcast, and I've been reporting poorly on loan players, there's hardly any of them that have actually came back and made a difference. Like, you could probably count on one hand. Most of them didn't make it, if you will, whatever make it means, but most of them didn't really push into the United first team. It's just the reality. But I do think in certain cases that we didn't help them. And obviously it's not just like a random thing. We'll send them there, we'll send him here. There's obviously thought and whatever's went into it, but some of them it makes no sense. Leighton Bisland a couple of years ago, mind was sent him to Falkirk, and he sat on the bench the whole time. Just things like that. Like, that's as a fan and as that player, I could only assume that's not what they signed up for. They must have thought, oh, that's class. I'll go on loan. I'll get some games. Like young Erts tell us, it's a good thing to go up against hairy Erts men and get an elbow in the back of the head and get some real minutes. So these boys are probably thinking that at the outset, and then the reality is, for a lot of them, they go to these loan spells and they sit on a bench. It doesn't make any sense to me when that happens. I think we need to put something in place where you can't guarantee. You don't want to guarantee them, because then they would maybe just take it for granted and not try as hard as you want them to. But you've got to put them in a situation where they're more than likely to get a game than no. Because if you're no, then there's no point in doing it, I don't think.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what's in store for a lot of them, and I suppose we may as well just roll into sort of the academy side of things. That QDS trophy has been, it started well, didn't it, the first game, but it didn't go great that last week, did it?
No, the first game was a shocker because they won. I can't mind. I think it was Stirling that they beat or something, which was a really good result. But ultimately, that was the only game they won, and it culminated in a game last midweek where we got absolutely malted up in Inverness, 6-0, which I can, it's a young team and no having a go at them, but like that, ultimately it's a team representing United, and it doesn't look great when I'm looking at my phone at the final whistle, seeing that Inverness have spunked with 6-0. So I sent you a clip of that after that game as well, Rondo. How that game got finished, I will never know. That was the most waterlogged pitch I've seen since about 1926. Like, that was no way that game should have been played, like, but for whatever reason it was. But that's not a takeaway for the fact that we got absolutely scalped on the night. But when you look at that table as well, that KDM Trophy League table, I think it was the bottom 10 places was every B team.
Yep.
I'm not really sure what I think, if that's good experience or if it's a waste of time. I'm not really sure. You'd maybe best placed to ask the players themselves, Ken, what did you get out of that? Because looking at it as a fan, I'm probably thinking, what's the point? What is the point? Even the Celtic B team was probably at a level a wee bit above ours, because ours is essentially the academy team. But we're just getting walloped for these teams. I don't know what's in it for anybody when that's happening.
Yeah, it's a very young B team as well.
Well, last week up at Inverness, Kai Hutchison, he was playing, and he's only 15. If you were to see him, you'd think he's quite a big lad, he's a big unit. But he's 15.
Go to the scale, though, did he?
He's probably half day, so he's loving it. but he would have been near drowned by the end of the game, given the amount of surface water on the pitch. But I'm not sure. Maybe somebody far more qualified in football and development and whatever might think, no, this is a vital part of a player's development here. But I don't see it. Like I see no reason to continue with these B team games in that tournament when you're just getting walloped.
The thing is, as well, that was obviously, we mentioned at the start of the season when this came in that, like, all the Premier League clubs, all their games will be away from home to save on the money. Well, it's costing the clubs money. Especially when you go Inverness on a Tuesday night.
Yeah. And that's maybe how that game didn't get postponed. Because halfway through, you're like, right, nah, we'll play at the end. We're already 3-0 down. We're not coming back here next Tuesday. To hell with that.
We'll start with 3-0 and fuck off.
Just call it. There's only 26 people in the stand anyway. It's fun.
I'll get the boys' dog on here rolling the booth for that. Women's team.
The women's team. Well, my pre-season prediction of a runaway title winners, miles off Rondo. Like Kilmarnock are the team in that league that they look to be the best team in the league. United themselves, they're in 5th place. They've got 15 points now. The way that league works is the top team goes up, and then you've got 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in playoffs. So United are just on the cusp of the playoffs, and hopefully and potentially it could come good for them over the second half of the season. But yeah, I think it's hard to look at it as anything other than a wee bit disappointing that they're sitting mid-table when, me personally, I would have hoped and thought that they would have been a lot closer to the top of the league. But as it stands, they are now.
Yeah, obviously with that last season was a real tough season to even hear you mention every week. And again, this season's had its ups and downs, but they've showed that they can go and win some games. They can go and drag themselves back into games as well. So, what's some of the other teams in that league?
Kilmarnock are top of the league. You've got Queen's Park women, Spartans come down last year as well. Boroughmuir, Cairn, which is Harty's team, podcast pal Harty that used to run the United team, and St Johnstone, Livy, just diddy teams essentially, Rondo, diddy teams. But they are holding their own when they come up against our beloved Dundee United, unfortunately.
Well, that's the social media clip for this week. That's fine. So at the point of recording this episode, there are 3 tickets remaining for the live show in January. At the point this comes out, it could be sold out. We'll be changing what we're saying here. So either there's 3 tickets still left, or it's sold out. You've seen the graphic, and we could just ignore this whole bit that we're about to speak about. But the Dode Fox podcast live show is heading to the Bonner Hall, if you haven't heard. Friday, 30th of January, we're having an evening with Andy McLaren and Robbie Winters. And thank you to everyone who has bought tickets so far at dodefoxpodcast.com. Hellishly looking forward to it. I can't wait. I think we're going to get some stories. I started on a bit of the prep work this week, Paul, about some of the questions and some of the sort of topics of conversation. If you are new to some of the shows, you're a new listener or whatever, and you've never been to any of these things, the first half will pretty much be a sit down with Andy McLaren. The second half, Robbie Winters will come out. We'll chat to him for a little bit, and then Andy will come back out. We'll possibly have a raffle to raise some money for some local charities, and then we'll have a Q&A with questions from the floor on the night as well. So if you've got a question that maybe you'd love to ask the two of them, it could be about them or players that played well or managers or whatever, you'll get that opportunity on the night as well. 30th of January at the Bonner Hall with Andy McLaren and Robbie Winters.
Anyway,
it's time now then for our first non-player guest of the season.
So our guest this week is the lead singer and sergeant, Nick Mercer. How's it going, Nick?
Very well. Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure.
An absolute pleasure. Do you want to start speaking United or do we speak music first? It's your choice.
Well, let's go United first. That's what I'm here for.
Sounds good to us. The very obvious question: how did you get into following United?
Like most folk, your old man. My dad in the late 70s started coming to watch United as some sort of entertainment thing to do after work, because as we know, we're pretty good. And the sort of Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday night games, he would go to them with all his workmates, and then he would go see Rafe Rovers with my granddad on a Saturday, because they're from Glenrothes, so that was the closest team. So my dad's a glory hunter, basically. That was it. Which is the irony in that's hilarious. But there you go.
Is he still a United fan, or does he still split allegiance?
No, he's complete United fan. Has been since then, sort of thing. So just get patched down, eh?
And he'd have seen some before our time. Even Paul's, he'd have seen some crackers.
Yeah, Paul Sturrock is the favourite player he's ever seen in person. He always says, but I was too young, just too young for that.
Yeah,
missed it by a decade or something. I don't know. But
we both missed him by a while. Paul's seen him though.
I've definitely seen him. I seen him.
Remember what your first game would have been, or the first couple of games? Any early memories of watching United in person?
Mind going to Tynecastle, and I think it was the white Asics strip that we had. So what was that? 1990.
Yeah,
91, yeah.
Something like that. So that must have been 5-year-old, 5 or 6.
It's an absolutely beautiful strip, that.
Yeah. It's class. Very good. And I think I must have been about 5 or 6 and pretty much straight away had a season ticket, really. So
yeah. What was the first strip that you got bought for you?
It was the 88 or 87 Bellhaven Beers Adidas.
Bellhaven.
Adidas classic. And then my dad had that as well, so I've got his version of that. But it's like they all wore it really tight then, didn't they?
Yes. Yeah.
It's like the medium is more like an extra small man's. So it doesn't I can't, it doesn't fit me anymore, but
get to the Burns.
Exactly. Yeah. It looks
they
like
might get into that. So, I suppose then, growing up, then you might be slightly similar to me in sort of the early 90s, were our sort of first game. So we got success relatively early, with 94, and we thought, this is bra.
I know, this is what it's like supporting Dundee United. To be fair, to get one in 94 and then get one in 2010, it's not that. It is quite far apart, but it's not that far apart for a team like United. So it kind of feels like we're due something soon.
I think so. Plus there's some teams that they've never had that day.
Nah, totally. Never ever, eh? And we should have had it in 2014 as well, but less thought about that, the better.
Yeah. I think the big thing is, and your dad was probably quite well educated to remind you or to tell you, we were quite a lot always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yeah, all the time. The Hampden hoodoo. Couldn't he win that trophy for nothing? And then there you go, eh?
Yeah, but I think it was the seventh time asking, and then even there, like we've only won it twice. We've been in quite a fair few number of finals as well, but yeah, it's like the players that we've spoke to, they'll dispute there's any sort of Hampden hoodoo. Nah, we just didn't turn up on the day or that. But as a fan, I cling to the fact that we were cursed. There's nothing to do with what went on in the park. Oh, had to. It did for a fan. It did for a fan. So your old man's favourite player was Luggy. Who was your favourite player then? Who's your favourite?
Initially, it was Christian Daly, because I had the same hair as him, just a big curly Buffon. So Daly was the sort of young gun, wasn't he? And
yes, he was 16 when he broke in the team.
Striker as well. So that was a natural best player that you would have. But I think, like, as I kind of became more aware of the game itself, and like watching it played and understanding it a lot better. Like, I think, like, when the Scandinavians came in the 90s, that was a buzz, man. Like, I think the highlight of the week was watching Erik Pedersen run up to that run up to the line and get everybody going. And I think having him, Zetterland and Olofsson up front was just that was brilliant. Like the standard. I always wonder if how good was that team, even though it wasn't the 80s team, how good was the 90s team versus, say, the team we've got today? Where would it, what's the actual quality level at? Where's it at? It's hard to know.
I think with that, and we've said it a few times, that with that, we always call it Scandinavian team, but when you think about it under Tommy McLean, like they went on massive runs, unbeaten runs, brilliant wins, but ultimately come out with nothing at the end of it, but had some really good finishes, high on the table, but it was exciting to watch as a fan. I mean, I would have been 15, 16 at the time. I was like, this is amazing. Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And
it was a good time.
Then after that, you had the wave with like McInnes and Charlie Miller and stuff, and we weren't particularly good at that point. But watching Charlie Miller every week was, like you just want to go and be entertained. That's ultimately all it is. You didn't want to get relegated. You didn't want to watch pish. You just want to watch them play good. And I feel like we've had a wee snippet of that this year. It's like, I know that obviously you want to be as high up the league as possible, etc., right? But when I turn the telly on or when I turn up at a game, I just want to see that I just want to see something good.
Yeah.
I just want to be entertained, and that's it. And we've had a lot of seasons where it's no been like that. And that's all I ask for, really, is
that's all anybody wants, really.
the highs and lows of being
some people want us to win it. Like, obviously you want them to win a trophy. Obviously you want them to get into Europe every year and stuff. But for me, it's just like, just give me a bit of consistency over a course of a decade where we're at least just watching some good football. But you're right. Yeah. Everybody wants that.
Yeah. How often do you get to games, given you're based in Edinburgh now, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, I was singing in the hospitality for a good 2 or 3 seasons there, every match day. So I had been getting to a lot of them. It's more of the away games now, though. I was at the last one I was at was Hibs, the Hibs game, and then talking about just going to watch football for the football's sake being good. That game was phenomenal. That one.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good game. Like I said it to Rondo at the time. I said it to him. Like, leaving the stadium that day, there was a few fans that were paying a go at the keeper and just threw it away. And I turned around and I was like, I really enjoyed that. Like, that was a good game of football. That's what you buy to come see.
Exactly. Then it was enjoyable. And some of the players we've signed they do look good, man. They look a lot. They look like we're going to. We can come on to something here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I see it.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Obviously, there's we go through all these times of being at, and I always say, aside from when we've won cup finals, can you pick out some other highlights, or like you mentioned there, of watching the Tommy McLean team and a Charlie Miller and a relatively shite team? What kind of other United highlights would you pull onto?
It's hard to say, really, because there's been, like, it's painful so often, and and it's like, but that's part of the fun. Like, that's part of the. Like, I enjoyed going to the games in the Championship as much as it sounds ludicrous, but it was like, for me, it's just about the day out, and it's about the day out now with the Bairns, because they come along, and that's all it is, really. So sometimes you're Falkirk away, or you're St Johnstone away, or you're Hibs or Harps away. They're the best. They're the best sort of like days out. I enjoy them, the class. I think I'm 40 now, but I'm still, every year when the strip comes out, that's one of my core memories, is seeing it for the first time every single season and being like, yes, or being like, oh, fuck's sake, come on, do something better. But the strips is probably my favourite part of it.
Yeah. That's class. I still
some
regularly
highs and lows of strips.
I get
brown sleeves.
There's a couple of shockers hanging up out of shot for me that'll turn up on this wall behind me over the season, but holy smokes, like. But And I suppose now, like, again, it's dad's not buying you your top, but you're now the dad buying the kids' tops. So,
I do tend to buy one myself, and I like it's flipping fortune, isn't it? It's absolutely mental. So I bought the home one this year, and then I seen the away one, and I was like, shit, that's good and all. So I'm going to wait for the sale for that one, I think. So I've got the Bairns decked out in full kit, so
that's 100 note. That's 100 notes straight away for the whole kit these days, like.
Absolutely wild.
Yeah, it's a serene, like it.
And I think the thing is as well, though, it's not just United, it's just football strips in general. It's crazy, like absolutely crazy.
My mate, a Dun United fan that I know, he spotted the United strips on DHgate. Do you know, like that? It's like DHgate. And he's posting on Instagram like world famous, massive club. And he ordered it, and he didn't get anything for 3.5 months. And when it arrived, it was a pair of Celtic shorts.
Oh man, world famous no more. That's an absolute disgrace.
Oh, unbelievable, man. Celtic shorts. I was like, how did that happen? Mental.
Let that be the lesson.
Let that be the lesson. Just pay full price.
See, when you were a young lad, and also watching United, I'm assuming you had the normal dream of being a footballer, but when did that tie in with just deciding, going to sing and play a guitar for a living?
Well, I think it was like, I've always been a bit of a dreamer, and it, like, being a kid, it was, I just want to be a footballer like everybody else. But I very specifically remember realising that, everybody wants to be a football player, and actually I'm not that good. I'm all right. I'm all right, but I'm not even anywhere near the best in the team I play for. So, and none of them are getting trials anywhere. So it was a bit like, to be honest, I honestly don't know where the singing thing came from. I think, do you know, like, see if you put on like absolute 90s radio on in the car or something, and it's just like 90s pop music or whatever, and I'll know it. I literally know every single word. So I actually said to my mum, I was like, how's that? And it was like, well, the radio was on in the house and in the car all the time. So all these melodies and songs and lyrics are like just ingrained in my head somehow. And it's like, surprises me all the time how I pick up the song or know the melody or know the lyrics. So I don't know. I've come to the conclusion I must have sang all the way through my childhood just in the car or something.
Brainwashing works.
Exactly.
Brainwashing works. So so obviously that's how you became a singer, like, but how did you get into the band and like the name? Like, how do you name a band? How did you come up with Sargent?
Well, first of all, it was a terrible name, and it was.
I like it.
I think it was just like, we've come up with some howling reasons for why we're called that. I think there was one time in the News of the World or something that I think Gordon Smart had wrote. No, it was the son. It must have been his son column, and he wrote Sargent. Meeting Sargent at Tea in the Park or something, we discovered the real reason behind the name, and it's because the likeness of Sargent's drummer to what's his name? Summon Sargent, the old boy. He was on Strictly Come Dancing.
John Sargent.
That's his name. Aye, that's it, John Sargent. So for ages, that was the gist. It was like, we thought it's drummer looked like John Sargent. But honestly, I could not tell you where the name came from. Other than we had a gig to play and we just had to come up with something. So I'm presuming it must have been a Sgt. Pepper's poster or something in somebody's bedroom.
That's what I was reckoning. There was a Beatles reference there somewhere. Like,
that's got to be the logical reason for it, anyway.
No, because there's a lookalike in the band. My goodness. I wish that was true, though. I wish that was the real reason.
I can. Would you have been like? Did you hate music at school? Is that how you got into initially?
No, I wasn't allowed to do music at school because I couldn't read music, which is hilarious. But that's our wonderful school system for you. Like the way I kind of view songwriting is you can write a song with 2 notes or 2 chords. Like you don't need to be able to read music. Like I think McCartney famously talked about how he couldn't even read music and stuff. But the whole, I don't know what the school system's like now at high school, but when I was there, it was just everyone that carried about their massive cellos and their violins that were in music. You know what I mean?
That's true though, is it? It's true. Like I was joking about that with somebody in my work the other week. I was like, I didn't take music, and they're like, but you love music. I'm like, I do, but I wasn't in for playing the fucking violin or double bass or nothing like that. That's no interest.
Exactly. So it was like, so for somebody that played on the football team or whatever and listened to Oasis and the Stone Roses, it was like music wasn't an accessible thing at school at all.
Yeah.
So I didn't actually pick up an instrument till the summer I left school. And that ties back into realizing of like, what am I going to do with my life? When you're at school, you think it's the be all and end all, that you got to figure out what it is that you're going to do or be. And I remember that summer just learning some chords on the guitar and then hanging out with Scott, the guitarist in the band, for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
He was a wee bit younger than me, so, and that was it.
And that's it. That's how it came to pass. How long had you been doing that before you actually had to do that one gig?
So that was 2003, summer 2003, and then the first gig was December 2004. So we dusted about for a year putting it together, I guess. Try to work out if it's, I think like things like, I was like, do you even need a bass player? Like it was so naive. Like we were both just, he knew how to play all the Oasis tunes. I thought I could sing and I'd learned a few chords and then that was it. And it was like, get the band together and start writing tunes. And that's all we did, really.
Yeah. Does that come easy to you then? Because I'm assuming, like, if you're, know that I can't play anything on the guitar, but if you can play a guitar, you probably pick up because you want to be able to play some of your favourite songs. But then what's the next stage for doing that, to thinking, no, I'm going to do this myself, I'm going to write my own songs?
I never really did much playing other people's songs. I learned the chords, and then as I was learning other people's songs, I quickly realised that all the chords are the same. Like there's only 12 chords basically, and it's like 12 notes anyway, and it's like you started learning Beatles tunes and Oasis tunes, and then like it was realising that all the chords were just the same. So I was like, right, I only need to learn these chords, and then I just mix them up and put my own thing on it, and I'll sing over it, and that was it. So when we were doing it, we didn't care if it was any good or not. Like we were just doing it. It was like, right, there we go. See what happens.
What did you actually do when you left school? Like, what was your plan?
Oh, I went to uni. I actually wanted to do criminology at uni, and I didn't get in because I didn't get the grades. But I got offered this other degree at Abertay Uni, actually. So, to be honest, I kind of just went to appease my parents, and I realised that it would give me 3-4 years of kind of just buy me some time, is the way I looked at uni, which is a terrible way to look at going to uni. But that's pretty much what happened. It was just like it bought me time. I did the 3 years, and then by the time the 3 years were up, the band was up and running and going for it, sort of thing. So
it
worked.
Did you actually finish uni?
I did 3 years, so I've got, what is it, a
degree,
a BA in media, culture, and society. Fuck it. No, I like psychology, sociology. I mean, I actually really interested in all that stuff just now, but I kid you not, I was in the class listening to the lessons going, what is he talking about? Like, what am I? What is this? It took me 3 years to work out what the degree actually was about.
And then you'd had enough.
And then I'd had enough. I was like, see you later.
So while you're at uni, would the band started playing a wee bit more then? Is that kind of what would have happened?
Yeah, because they were all younger than me, so they were still at school, and we all went to the same school. So it was basically, I just pretended I would go to uni, they would go to school, and then apart from that, we kind of just lived in each other's pockets and rehearsed as much as we possibly could, really. So,
and And I was telling, obviously, I was mentioning it on the episode there. I obviously picked up my vinyl copy this week of the debut album, which
Brilliant.
you hear go at me because I only play the same song over and over again. But like when would that come into being like, okay, we're playing some good tunes here? And well, to paraphrase, see, when you first started, were you doing original stuff and covers, or what was the dynamic? And I'll come back to my next question in a second.
We rehearsed a couple of. We only put cover songs in the set because we didn't have enough of our own songs.
Yeah, I thought
So
that
it
might
was-
be the case.
But it wasn't like we wanted to really. It was like we probably wrote about 6 tunes, did a couple of covers, and then maybe a couple of those songs were the ones that kind of became the blueprint of what that album was really. Just try to figure out our sound or what it was meant to be. And but the songs came really, really easily, and I think it was purely because there wasn't much ego to it, or like we genuinely had no idea if we were good at it or not. Like we genuinely had no clue. We were like, here's a song we've wrote, and then when our mates started being like, "Fucking, you never wrote that," like it was like that was kind of like, by the way, I think these are actually all right. Like these tunes are all right. And we just kept writing after that.
Aye, and when I'm assuming, obviously, you need to go out and gig, and as like me and Paul have said a million times, like we obviously stumbled probably across you in the doghouse at times, and like when do the gigs happen? And obviously the Dundee music scene at the time was it was massive, and again the View had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I reckon what our tactic was is say yes to every gig. And honestly, man, there was a couple of years there where we genuinely were playing like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I'm talking like army barracks, like 18th birthday parties, like anything. Like we would just be like, "I will play," because we were under the impression that, right, well, we've wrote all right songs, but we're absolutely shite, like at playing. So we need to get out and just play.
Yeah, hone your craft.
Just doing that really. And I think, and you're right about the Dundee thing, but I think on a whole, the whole country was on fire really, right across the UK. Like there was bands, everybody was in a band. Like all that was on radio, all that was played on Radio 1 was guitar music. Everyone was in a guitar band. It was a fanatical thing. You had the Monkeys had broke through. And then before that, you'd obviously had like the Strokes, the Libertines and stuff. So we were already 4 or 5 years deep into a mass amount of guitar music. And it kind of bridged over into the everyday person. Like even in Glenrothes, like you put a gig on at the Greenside and it would just be like everyone would be there. Like it would be, people would come out to just see music. And that's where I think the buzz came from that, I think. And I think the view obviously, because it was funny, that View, the night that the View played with Baby Shambles, I was actually up in Aberdeen the night before and I'd went to see them. And I'd done the same thing. I'd chucked my CD onto the stage and Pete Doherty had me in the dressing room after the Aberdeen gig and he's like, "Oh, you could play tomorrow night. You could play tomorrow night." So we were getting ready to play that gig as well. But the rest of them couldn't come out of school early. So they couldn't get up till later. And I was like, "Bucky, you need to hurry up. You need to hurry up." By the time they got there, Pete Doherty had completely forgot that he'd said that we would play and had said to Kieran, "You could play tonight," sort of thing. Yeah. So there was this like
sliding doors.
Yeah, sliding door. But there was also that's just what everyone was doing. Everyone was tapping on tour bus windows and trying to get a gig. And eventually it works and you get one and it kind of snowballs from there and gathers momentum really. So class. It was like the thing that happened to the View was the best thing that could have happened to us. You know what I mean? Like it opened up magnifying glass on this part of the country, really, for the industry to look at you. If it hadn't been for them doing the same thing as we were doing, then none of the stuff would have happened for us, I don't think.
Right.
Yeah.
And where in that is the album sort of, because it would have been around them, you would have basically decided that's the tunes, we're getting an album out. It had been on MySpace.
Yeah. Because we'd done demos and stuff. We actually hadn't really done that much demos. I think there was only 5 or 6 tunes. And then because the View had done what they were doing, then the industry starts sneaking about up here and looking at you and looking at gigs. So there was a wee bit of interest from labels and stuff that were coming to see us. The Enemy started talking, and then our manager came on board, who was the Fratelli's manager at the time. So that kind of took it off in the right direction, having somebody in that actually knows what they're doing with regards to the bigger picture. So to be honest, we just clung on for dear life and went for it, really. Just if somebody tell us where to be, we'd just be there, and that was it.
Did you ever feel any more pressure at that time? Because it seems like it started as a bit of a hobby, just hanging about with your mates, enjoying yourself. So we're quite good at this. But then when you start seeing guys, your peers like The View, maybe getting a record deal or whatever, did it start becoming a wee bit more pressurised for you guys?
I don't think we felt the pressure, because I think we were naive to what was actually happening. A lot of people were like we signed the record deal with Mercury shortly after the manager came in, and they signed us for a pretty mad amount of money for 4 18, 19-year-old boys. And you just kind of think you made it and that's it. And it's just that couldn't be further from the truth. Like, it was only later on that you find out that 9 out of 10 artists that get signed to a major label even get their album released. And this whole idea that like you've been given a 5-album deal means nothing, because they could drop you whenever they want. So like, it's like you were under a false pretense, that you felt like it was secure, but it really wasn't. And you only find that out when it all falls apart and you've got no power, really. It just crumbled. So
A harsh lesson.
yeah, a hard lesson, but a good lesson at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's what you got.
Well, in fact, before Sargent kind of went your separate ways, you played some big gigs. Like I was at a Rothes Hall gig with you guys round about Christmas time, which was class. And you also supported Oasis on tour, 2008 time. That must have been like pinnacle of your life at that point.
Yeah.
Stuff.
So I think we'd been on tour for like a good couple of years by that point, and we'd been signed, and then we'd been dropped, and we'd recorded the album, and then we didn't have the album back, so we couldn't release it. But at the same time, you're going on tour with Oasis, so it's like this. It was this really weird sort of like what's going to happen type of thing. And everything was changing at that point as well with radio play and stuff like that. So it did suddenly feel like we were going to be hitting a sort of uphill battle to keep the momentum going that we actually had been given without the label. So the Oasis was a sort of bittersweet thing, but right now, looking back at it, especially after the summer there, it was just like, man, cannot believe that happened to us. Like, that was us.
Incredible.
So, totally. Like, full of like, yeah, I was just kind of like full of like, man, well done, young lads. Like, you did it. A lot of people often say to me like, oh, you've nearly made it. And I think about that quite a lot. And it's like, what does making it actually mean? At what point do you go, oh, you've made it? Because if we started a band and toured with Oasis, then I'm claiming that we did make it.
100%.
Back to that.
100%.
That's the nice way of looking at it all now. It's rich that way.
At that time, what happened with the band and sort of the direction? And did you just end up going your separate ways and just think,
yeah,
we've burnt the candle at both ends for a while?
Yeah, well, I think that's pretty much nailed it there. It was definitely a case of burning the candles at both ends. And I think I think what happened is there was such a way of doing it at that point in time where it was like you had to get signed to a label. They have to release the album. You get your first album out, find a feat in, and then you can get onto the second album. And I think we freaked out, I think, really, because we'd done the album. It had been shelved by the label. We had to fight to get it back, and then it took a lot of stress and effort, and that like the fun of why you first do it wasn't there anymore. And then there was no machine carrying it either. So it was kind of left to us a little bit. And financially, we were like, didn't know what we were doing. All these, like, there's all these elements to it that too much too soon, probably. So I think we bottled it, to be honest. I think we got to 2010 and we were like, we've had a good turn. Like, let's disappear. Like, that's fine. Which I think if you were sitting on the fan base that we had and the rapport we had with the fan base, you'd be ludicrous to walk away from that. And we probably were. But we just couldn't really see a way to the next in the climate that it was in. We just didn't see a way forward for being able to maintain it, really. So
Yeah. And you obviously you moved to London. Is that before or after this? And you
that
can
was
tell us
after
about
that, yeah.
a wonderful football team that you played for.
Uh-huh.
I moved to London pretty much after the band kind of split up, really. Which I think, like, we were all still living with our parents and stuff when we were in the band because we were never home, so there was no point buying a house and renting and that. So moving to London was the first of me kind of finding my own feet on my own as an adult, which is one hell of a tough job. Going down to London and being like, holy shit, this is expensive. So, but you just hung out with loads of Scottish folk and played with Dundee United Supporters Club, which was brilliant. You're playing against Celtic or Sunderland or Newcastle every week, decked out in these decade-old Hummel strips. And we asked United for some new ones, and they didn't send us any. So
No, like that.
I was like,
No,
what?
like that would be less than generous.
What Premiership football team Disney have a set of football strips lying about to send
I know.
somewhere?
I know.
Come on,
Was there real niggle when you were playing like the Scottish teams, like the Celtic? I dare say
was
Dundee
phenomenal.
probably didn't have a team.
Nah, they never had a team. But it was like, it was class. Like, you rock up and you've got the boy trying to get everybody to pay their fees, and it's like everyone's coughing up, and it's like everyone's hungover, and then you get the United strip on, and everyone's like, "Come on, United!" Like, get into these BAMs, Celtic bastards. Like, it was hilarious. It was like a little. It was like going to do karaoke, but like the football version. You just pretend. I was just pretending to be Andy McLaren for an hour every Saturday. Class.
Oh, that was tremendous.
It's class. When did the conversations happening for you to get back together, to get proverbially the band back together?
The band back together. Well, I think we often get offered shows, especially like in Fife or whatever, and we've done a few of them over the years. But I guess they're just kind of like little cash cow gigs. Let's get the band, let's do a gig and make some money for Christmas. That's pretty much all it's ever been. But when lockdown happened, I found myself picking up the guitar again and writing for the first time. And I did some solo stuff with that, which was great, but it wasn't the same as writing with the band or writing with Scott. And I think we got offered a gig last December, and basically I was like, look, I'm all up for doing it, but can we do all the things that we never did because we walked away from it? And I feel confident and nice in the fact that we're getting to do those things, and it's for no other reason other than just getting to do them with the boys. And writing new music's been amazing. And then obviously, like you said, we put out the album on vinyl because we'd never done that before. Couldn't without the label and stuff back in the day, couldn't afford to do that. So, and as I said, the world's, everyone's in a different place, and you get people like Asai putting the record out for no upfront costs or anything like that, and they just take it on and do it. And it's so getting to do all the things that we'd never done is what this is all about, I think, with no pressure. It's not all consuming. It's not my identity, I guess. It's just something that I do.
Just a part of your life now, rather than your whole life back then. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And it should.
that's-
I think it should be like that because it's a creative thing that it's an outlet for all sorts of emotions or whatever, and it's a cathartic process writing, and that's why we do it. And then anything else that comes out of that is a bonus sort of thing. So it's
So we're getting a
thoroughly
second
enjoyed.
album then.
We
We're
are
going to get
right.
a second album, yeah.
Well, my thing was I just want to be on my deathbed and know that I've made records. Whether anybody's ever listened to them, I just want to be sitting there and go, here's 5 vinyls that I've made that I'm leaving behind, and that's it. So that's kind of the main focus now is writing, recording, and then we're just going to stick out an album on vinyl and then do the same again, basically.
Superb. What about your solo stuff? Are you going to maybe incorporate that into the new album, or is that just going to get left as yours and yours alone?
I think that'll just get left there.
Aye.
Because there is. I don't know if anybody else can sense it or feel it. It's quite difficult, but there's something about when I write with Scott that just seems totally like it just takes whatever I've done to another level.
Yeah.
And I think other people, the solo stuff did do that. Like I worked with Scotty Anderson on that in Dundee actually, and I think he did do that. But there's a relationship there with Scott and I that's 20, 25 years old. So it's like there's just a different. I find it so easy writing with him, and that's why I enjoy doing it. Basically,
Yeah, I don't know.
Superb.
I don't know how much an exclusive it is, but the new single you've got will get played at the Falkirk match.
Oh, beautiful! Thank you.
And is it kind of? I mean, people hearing it right now. How do you describe how that sounds compared to what people might know you for on for that first album?
We've got a rule, right? Like, well, I have a rule when it comes to the Sergeant blueprint or the Sergeant sound, if you can call it that. But I kind of thought as long as I'm singing on it and Scott's playing a jangly guitar part and there's only drums, bass and guitar and not very much extra pushing for any other sort of piling loads of stuff on, or as long as it's that, then for me it's Sergeant. So when I hear it, there's the new one. When we did the new one, I was like, aye, that sounds like us. Even though it does sound slightly different to the older stuff, but the blueprint of it was always Scott's jangly guitar part, my vocal, the drums and the bass, and you've got a Sergeant tune. And that's kind of what we're going to carry on doing.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose it's an evolution given that the debut album's what, 15-year-old, 20-year-old?
Yeah. All those songs are 20-year-old, really. Yeah.
Yeah. And
there's just been this 15-year gap in the middle, and then we just
took a break.
Just took a break.
Yeah.
And then
Stone Roses done something similar, didn't they?
I know. And then we just
I certainly think like when you obviously, I mean, you were all over Instagram teasing that you were coming back, and I think everyone went, they must be coming back, and he'd done a couple of the dates, but it kind of felt like I was back in the doghouse 2008 when the band come on and you came on your distinct on-stage style, and I was like, there's that moody bastard off front man. But it's like, is that Nick Mercer the frontman character that just as soon as you step on a stage, you get into your own kind of zone?
I think so. I think there's maybe something similar to like a player getting ready for a game and then getting onto the pitch. There's an element of nerves to it, and there's an element of why am I doing this to myself, really? And but there's a sweet spot there that, like, if you know, when you're feeling nervous, you've been to the toilet about 20 times and you're getting ready to go on and you walk on, and sometimes you just know it's going to be really good. Like, there's just an energy where it just all clicks. And that's kind of the energy that that I always try and focus on and just grasp, I think. But I think the stage element to it is like when you're younger, you're always trying to be somebody else. So you're like, right, I'm going to do that like Liam Gallagher, and I'm going to do like this like Ian Brown, and then I'm going to do this like so and so. Maybe there's some elements to that didn't ever go away, even though I'm not thinking about them. You're influenced by different people doing different things, and that's maybe where that comes from.
Putting your own wee slant on it, I suppose, as well.
Yeah. Before we finish off a couple of United questions, just need to ask, how does the next 12 months look or mapped out for yourself and the band? What's sort of planned in the next wee while?
So we just did St. Luke's last weekend. So that's kind of been, that was the focal point up until now, really. We were like, well, let's aim for that and then get one song out and then see where it sits. And it feels great, to be honest. So we're just Scott lives in London, so we just do writing remotely, which is fine. I'll send him the idea, he sends something back, and then get a wee demo together. The band then learn it. Next time Scott's up here, we just go in the studio, we track the song, and then that's it. We just go from there. And I think the aim is to just put as much music out as we possibly can, because I feel that's the one thing that we didn't do that we should have done. We had so much more to give, you know. So there's a lot of old songs lying about that are revisited, and then but I think our rule right now is work on 2 songs at once. One of them could be an old one, but the other one has to be completely new. Remember was completely new. So like that gave us a bit of confidence and kind of carrying on with writing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that went over well at the gig the other week as well.
Yeah,
it
really,
looks that
really
that
well.
Went really well. There was a wee bit of a sing along with that.
Yeah,
it was a great gig.
That's all you're aiming for. Like the melodies of the band are always really simple and catchy, and it's just that it's like, right, let's see if we can play it live and get people to sing it. And when they do, it's like, there you go, we've won it with that one. And I'm sure there'll be songs we release and we go and play them and nobody sings them back, and you're like, well, that never worked.
It happens.
It happens all the time.
What's your prediction for the season ahead for our wonderful club?
I think it's an extremely tight league, and it's pretty surreal to nearly be in. Well, we're in November, right? So you got a month till Christmas. It's pretty weird to look at it and not really know. For me, I don't really know which way it's going to go yet. I don't think we're not going to be in a relegation battle, but are we going to comfortably finish top 6? I don't know that yet. It's a tight league. So top 6 for me is, and like I said earlier, just really good football. Maybe something to look and go, man, like next year's going to be even better because this year we've managed to get this squad together and get the team together. I think that'll be it for me.
Yeah, no, I think we would take that.
Yeah.
Right, the really important question then, Nick. Can you pick your United Tennant 6 side for your favourite players that you've seen?
That I've seen.
Yes.
Right. I'm going to go.
Your only minimum requirement is at least a goalkeeper. The rest's up to you.
Brilliant. There you go. Cool. Right. Well, I'm going to go Sieb Dijkstra in goals just because he looks bloody brilliant.
Sieb. Yep. Sieb's in.
Sieb's in. Andy McLaren, always.
We're going to go gung-ho here, I could just tell.
Going to
I
be a
know.
flat back none, is it?
I know. Tell me what, I'll take Olafson, Winters,
Oof.
McLaren, and then I'll have Dave Bowman because I just think him at fives would be
An enforcer.
brutal.
Yeah.
Aye.
So you've got Sieben goal, we've got McLaren, Olsen, Winters, Bowman as the enforcer, you've got one mare.
Or Jason DeVos at the back.
The token defender. Just for the hell of it.
Just him on his own. Him and Sieb at the back.
That's all you need.
So Sieben the goal, DeVos just marshalling, Bowman in front of him, and then we've got McLaren and Winters either side of Olofsson. I mean,
Yeah.
it's cavalier. It's cavalier. I'll give you that.
There's ferocity, there's goals, and there's an adult movie star in that team there. Tremendous.
What's mad? Like seeing pictures of Dykstra when you're young. Like he looks proper old. Like he's like an old. Like when you're 8, he's just like he's a man. And then I seen a picture of him in a United strip the other day, and I was like, my gosh, he looks like a wee boy with a tan. Like the total mind mess. Makes no sense.
He was one of a kind.
One of a kind indeed.
The only man that tells us you had a 45-minute deadline his tea was on the table. Cheers, Steve.
Correct. Correct. We got Murphy Nick the night, then we did it, Steve.
What a.
It's amazing.
Well, that's your 10 and 6 team, so that's, I mean, it's Cavalier, I'll give you that. We'll certainly be putting that up as well. Any immediate sort of gigs coming up in the near future you want to give a mention to? Anything?
I'm playing a solo acoustic thing in Dundee in a couple of weeks. No, this weekend, but next weekend. It's like a festival thing.
Okay.
So I'm doing that, and some good acts on there as well. Paliamo, I think, are playing. Katie Nichol from Dundee as well. She's playing. So I've got that. In terms of Sargent, there's nothing booked in until next year, and lots more music. So that's the focus at the moment.
Excellent. Can't wait for the Sargent stuff.
Class. Cheers.
Nick, it's been a pleasure. Thanks a lot,
Thank
mate.
you.
Appreciate it.
Love it. I listen to this all the time. Been class to get on it.
So thank you very much to Nick Mercer for taking time out of his busy schedule to come speak with us. A man that lived his dream. And no, I'm not referring to supporting Oasis on tour. He got to play football in a team wearing Dundee United strips when he was staying down in London. And the smile that lit up his face when he was telling me about that told its own story, Rondo. But yes, that's, as you say, it was one of a non-ex-player that was a guest this time. I think he's maybe, are we calling Ricky Ross a rock star? I think he's maybe the second rock star that we've had on this podcast. Is there anybody else? I think that's maybe it. Mr. Paul Smarnitsky back in the day, but I wouldn't say he was a rock star. He's more the manager of the rock stars. But
yeah,
it was class. It was class speaking of Nick. I've watched him for years. He's grew about 6 inches in all the years that I've been watching him. But he's a giant on that stage, Rondo. A giant.
Yeah, brilliant. No, thanks a lot to Nick for that. Look forward to some of the new stuff and whatever. Let's see, we'll play the single that was mentioned. It's on Spotify and other platforms and stuff. I wasn't quite aware. I just sort of sneaked it. So it was an exclusive I was marking out there. But it will be played half-time, and it's a cracker, absolutely. Right, in association with the Arab Archive, it's time for On This Day, preserving the history of Dundee United Football Club since 2006. The 17th of November is our focus today. I've got a few games to mention. No, I don't. I'm telling complete fucking lies here. I've just got loads to mention about one game, and a 5-goal Paul Sturrock was the hero in 1984 in a match that produced the biggest Tannadice victory for just over a year. The rout against Morton began with a neat move on the left, Eamon Bannon's cross being volleyed in by Alex Taylor. Richard Gough headed down for Paul Sturrock to thump in the second. There was about 8 chances created before half-time, but it still remained 2-0 after 45 minutes. United's finishing improved in the second half. Paul Sturrock round the keeper for a third. Maurice Malpass headed a fourth at the far post. Stuart Beattie then served Paul Sturrock clear to complete his hat-trick. Sturrock then followed up with a tap-in for his fourth. John Holt header, which the keeper couldn't hold. And then across for the left brought Paul Sturrock his record-breaking 5th goal, 8 minutes for the end, as it finished United 7, Morton 0. Pumped.
Easy work, Rondo. Easy work.
Signings. United paid a then record fee of £600,000 to secure the service of the centre defender, who went on to become an inspirational figure in the team. He was one of 4 players to play in every round of the competition, as he went on to collect a Scottish Cup Winners' Medal against Rangers in May 1994. He was also named the official man of the match in the final at Hampden, as United lifted the Scottish Cup for the first ever time. He also learnt English for Brian Welsh. On this day in 1993, United signed Gordon Petric.
Unbelievably good player for United. Unbelievable. Never the same when he left, I didn't think.
Easy Welshie. Easy Welshie.
Yeah.
Let's sit in the ball in art and I'll teach you English. How about that?
And yes, every word does begin with F.
Aye. Fucking hell, Gordon. You're fucking ruined. Get moving. Again, if you're new to the pod, you'll listen to Brian Welsh's episode, but it's not safe for work. Get your headphones in. Tam Court signed this winger, who went on to make 47 appearances, scoring 5 goals. He's now playing in Israel. Signed on this day in 2021, Matthew Cujo.
Yeah, just never really amounted to what some people thought that he would. I think
like himself.
I think you hated him.
Whoa!
I wanted.
There is quite clear evidence of hatred for Cammy Devlin, and me thinking, I'm not sure Cujo's as good as he thinks. Big difference.
Nah, he had moments where certainly I thought he's going to be special, and
what about the other 97 moments?
But there wasn't enough of them, was there? Let's be honest, there wasn't enough of them. So that's how he didn't get kept on. And I think that we wanted to keep him on. I'm pretty sure Goodwin wanted to keep him, but he apparently asked for about 800 grand a week, and we thought that's not possible, Matthew. So you're going to have to go over there.
Wow, it's again, we've mentioned a few times about some strange moves of some ex-players, but again, ultimately, if the phone's not ringing as much as you think, sometimes just an offer comes and you just need to take it, I suppose. Maybe gets to, but yeah, Matthew Cujo signed on this day in 2021. Tam Courts also signed, this is birthdays, by the way, a certain Class A Welshman who made 62 appearances. He scored 11 goals. He signed permanently after a successful loan spell, but injury at a crucial time didn't really help her fall into the Championship. That summer he was sold for £300,000. Dylan Levitt is 25 today.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Tom. Excellent first season. Everything about the club that second season was a disaster.
Yeah,
wasn't
absolutely
it great?
was.
Wasn't it great that season?
Well, that is our the final international break of this calendar year. You'll be delighted to hear, Paul, done and dusted.
I'm delighted to hear that.
Episode 310 is done as well. As always, you can find out more at DodeFoxPodcast.com. You can follow us on the socials. We're at DodeFox Podcast. You can like, subscribe, and click the notification bell on YouTube. You can support the pod by meacoffee.com/DodeFox Podcast. Do have a great week. Stay safe, and don't forget to wash your hands and your arsehole.